Here it is, the first lift.
Oh no, it's the first time you've seen under it.
First lift, mate. This will be the first look underneath. Oh. Love the look of this tank. Alright, today's the day we're going to find out what we need to polish or take off, sandblast, clean. It's pretty clean under there.
Beautiful, huh?
It's pretty clean. There's a bit of rust here that we'll have to work back and give a spray with some of the CSC rough proof. No major rust or anything like that. Tunnel looks clean. Yeah, it's good. Alright.
Straight the rails, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, wow. That's great.
It's really good. It's pretty rare to see cars as well.
We can work with this. Alright. Alright, so after an inspection of the car, we have decided that it's all pretty good. Everything's come out really nice down there. I'm really happy actually because there's been no accidents. All the rails are really straight, which is awesome news. And then now basically what we're going to do is going to get underneath it and hit it with the sander and just take all the debris off it. Use the air tool. And yeah, just going to get under here and sort of fucking take off all the little tiny bits we can, get it all nice and smooth. Well, not necessarily too smooth, but just get it to a state where I could just sort of spray it with a sander and get it looking Mickey Mouse before all the undercarriage goes in on the 15th of July. So Pedders, it's all booked in. We are doing all new control arms, all new struts, fucking upper and lower control arms, springs, shocks, fucking panhard rods, the whole lot. It's all getting done. Everything, the whole catalogue's getting thrown at it. So massive thanks to Pedders for organising this for me. And yeah, let's crack into it, and I'll show you some footage of what it looks like after it's done. All right, back again. That is a shitty ass job. Fucking, I spent the last couple of hours underneath the girl. Just fucking sanding, and used just sort of the orbital sander and used a bunch of industrial strength cleaner, and just sort of, as you can see above me, it's looking pretty good. Cleaned a lot, sort of, there's a heap of rust, or not a heap of rust, but there's a lot of surface rust that you probably can remember from the last video. So I've sprayed all the little rust areas with a bit of CRC rust kill and the rest of the stuff here. So, you know, I didn't really worry too much about getting rid of all this shit because I'm going to spray sound deadener on it anyway. The main purpose, I think, was just to get it all nice and clean, which I'm pretty happy with at the moment. There's a few little bits and bobs. I sanded all this down, was all real super rough and shitty, so I've just sort of taken all that off. And yeah, it's all come up pretty good, nice and clean. So now I'll go down to Autobarn and just buy a heap of sound deadener, and fuck it, I'll have to go ahead and sort of drape some painter's sheets over all the cars and just put a big drop sheet down below and just sort of get under there and make it all look nice and pretty for Pedders. I had a good look at the diff as well. It was under here. It seems like someone's changed the center out and put an LSD in there, which is good. Even though it's getting rebuilt anyway, I'm happy that it's been done. I don't have to worry about seeking LSD centers and things like that. So it's all in there. They'll just hopefully change some bearings and put the new gears in there, and off she goes, mate. So yeah, all right. Next time I speak to you guys, I should have the sound deadener and we'll crack on with that. Well, if you want to get your car built, you want to get it built right, you want to come down to Auto Breeze. I don't know if you can hear that, but that thing is an absolute monster. Laz has done well in building his VH SLE. I still hear it ripping around the road. But yeah, that's lenses a little bit. He's basically put the same setup as mine. So 355 stroker. However, he's just running the traumatic transmission. So let's have a look. So today we're going to go and carry on from the last video, which was doing all the prep work underneath the VN to do the sound deadener. And I have come up with a plan, and we are going to see if we can put it into action. So I'll just give you a little bit of a look at what I thought about. So initially I was worried about all the overspray, and I was going to put painted sheets over all the cars, but I thought about it and yeah, made it into a spray booth. So interesting. I'll just zoom out a little bit there. So yeah, basically I just went and got some painted sheets and taped up the whole outside and put some drop sheets down on the inside there. We'll get under there in a second and have a look. But yeah, I'm going to get under there and get cracking. I've basically only come to just where the tranny, underneath the tranny tunnel there. I've stopped here because obviously, as you can see, dog's going to get put in here and it's all nice and been sprayed and good to go. So I don't want to go any overspray from the sound ender. And all of this is all going to get replaced in the next couple of weeks, which I'm absolutely pumped about. Pedders is going to do a great job. Now let's jump under and have a little look. Welcome to my little spray booth. And it is ready for spray. I've just taped up the handbrake cable, and a bit of tape over the diff where the tail shaft goes in. And today we are going to use a bit of Septone body deadener. Picked up from Autobahn. It's about 17 bucks a can. I was going to get one of the bigger tubs and use a spray gun, but I didn't have the time, so I'm going to see how far 4 cans gets us. Unfortunately though, one thing I couldn't get done today, which I was really hoping we could do, but unfortunately Laz didn't really have the time. I wanted to drop the whole diff out today, so literally everything under the car could be resprayed. I don't care about overspraying any of this shit because it's all getting changed. The control arms and springs, which are sort of there. And diff will get powder coated once it gets rebuilt. Everything else can literally be sprayed, which is going to be good. It's pretty clean, and if we wait just a few more minutes, yeah, I should be finished. Probably take about an hour. Apply my gas mask, and yeah, it should be interesting. So I will jump back online soon, and we'll have a look, see what it looks like once I'm done. Awesome. Unfortunately, there's been an issue with the hoist. We couldn't use the normal one because the hoist doctor's got to come out and fix it, and this one here is fucking no good. So we had to use the lockout, which means this 6'5" rig can't really fit under it properly. So anyway, let's see how we go. All right, it took me about 2 hours and I'm pretty happy with the outcome. It wasn't actually really hard at all. I mean, honestly, if you get yourselves to a stage where you're going to redo suspension and redo things under the car, if you can get a hoist for 70 bucks and probably, 2.5 maybe 3 hours work, including prep and cleaning and things like that, it's a must do. And I'll get under there and I'll give you a good look, and I'm sure you'll probably agree with me. But before we crack on, I just got to say this Septone body deadener from Autobahn. Honestly, as a product review, I thought the cans go a long way. I went a double coat on the whole underbody, and I got out of 4 cans. So $70, 4 cans, and it went a long way. It was super forgiving. I could spray it. You know, there's a couple of spots where I maybe held on a little bit too long in some areas, but it didn't react like your normal paint would. It's forgiving. I'm not a spray painter by any stretch of the imagination, but the proof's in the pudding. So let's get under there and have a look. All right, so here we go. I don't know if you remember what it looked like last time, but that looks $1 million. That is amazing. Obviously, I didn't bother touching the control arms, different things like that, because that's all coming out. That's all getting powder coated. All these sway bars and control arms and springs, that's all going to be fucking nice and shiny Pedders. But the main thing, obviously, underbody is all done. Everything that needs to be done. So let's go and just go through to underneath here. And like that. That's incredible. I don't know from the last videos, from what you saw, but there, that stuff is amazing. I'm going to say worth every single dollar spent on it. Love it. That's, as you can probably see, it's come up $1 million. There's a couple of sections that maybe need a little bit of touching up, but nothing that I'm not even worried about at all. I taped up the tunnel here along this seam, so as you can see, it's all still pretty good. Yeah, so that's it. I couldn't recommend the stuff more. That was actually a really fun time. apart from everything else, it's been fucking, just a massive learning process the whole way through. This one really wasn't much thought process at all. Really, it was just get in there and get it done, and it speaks volumes. Now I'm happy to get that suspension under, take those initial photos and put them in the build book, and it's eternal. It's going to get dirty, yeah, I get it. It's going to get driven, but for now, and it's perfect, and it's going to provide that little bit of extra sound ride quality, coupled with all the sound deadener in the car. It's going to sound amazing in there, which is good. I did get sort of a comment on one of my posts recently about why would you go and put all that weight in your car. Yeah, I get it. There's probably 30, 40 kilos worth of extra weight in there, but I'm not chasing 7s and 8s and 9s. If I can get myself in the 11s off this first build, I'll be absolutely wrapped. I still want to be able to jump in this car with the family and cruise to fucking Sydney if I want, more importantly, I want to be able to drive to Heathcote and, drive out to Calder on a Friday night and do that sort of stuff, and not have to worry about, 411 gears and revving the absolute arse out of it. So, yeah, next video we'll be dropping it off at Pedders Suspension for the full works. So I'll see you then. Catch up.